So today is July 14th, and we did a lot of driving around today. There's such beautiful areas in El Salvador, and we were moving from San Salvador to Santa Tecla. We were switching Airbnbs that day. We ended up being at an Airbnb that was sort of a shared home, and it had, I think, 4 rooms were in the home. The owner lived in one, shared kitchen, shared living room, that kind of thing. It wasn't really our style. I guess we're just too old to have such little privacy. So we only end up staying there 2 nights. But this was the day we moved over there and didn't really think about it ahead of time. But I think next time we won't bother trying to share. I made a comment that there are traffic circles everywhere because in El Salvador, there are very few stoplights or even stop signs. To get from one way to another, you just simply go through a traffic circle. And you'll be going down the highway like this. You'll be going down this divided highway, and you need to get on the other side, and there in the middle there will be a place where you can turn, like a little traffic circle idea, sort of like a traffic circle, kind of like a lane we have in Canada for where the police hang out to catch you for speeding. But there it actually has like sort of like an off ramp off the lane you're in, and then you can make an easy turn and on ramp into the other lane. Sort of like a little semicircle, I guess, of a traffic circle. This is definitely the land of volcanoes, like I mentioned there. You can see anywhere in the distance of any of my photos, often in the cloud line there, you'll see peaks here and there of different volcanoes. It is such a beautiful country, and this luscious greenery everywhere. And all these little market stalls, these little tiendas on the side of the road, selling anything and everything, from beach toys to coconuts. You can get anything, fresh water on the side of the road. And we had a lunch, or sort of one of these roadside things. It was a little bit more than just a little tienda on the side of the road. It actually had a brick building, and they had really good food. We had such good food this whole trip, actually. I have no complaints about anything we had to eat. And there you go. See those volcanoes and hills in the background. Really is just very lush and beautiful. And it was pretty warm in some of those locations we were in. Anywhere sort of below 1,000 meters above sea level, you're getting into the higher temperatures, between 28 and 35, I'd say, and there's a lot more humidity. We went to Santa Tecla to this park, Cafe Talon Park, and we were walking around a little bit, and you'll see there's little stores there. There's some kids playing there. It's almost like a bike path, but they're on roller skates and people are walking and everything, so it's just a path. And then in the middle, to our left there are lots of these soccer fields. I think there's actually 9 altogether. We have the picture of the map later on, and there's a little playground there, and there's these little shops you could see. There's a sort of an outdoor gym that'll be coming up there on the left, and people are selling stuff. Yeah, it's just really interesting, beautiful park, lots of stuff to do. Yeah, there's little stores there. There's the map, and you can actually see the soccer fields. I think there's like 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe it's only 7. Oh, 8, 9. There's 2 little ones. I'm not even sure if they're all soccer or if they're some set up differently, because some are quite a bit bigger than other ones. And on the right of that, there's actually a pool area, which we didn't walk all the way up to see. We kind of walked up a bit, then kind of cut through and came back. This is cute. You can actually stand in front of those little painted signs and take pictures like you have wings coming out your back or something. And Stan was pointing out that there actually is this atrocity in this park. Over to the right where he kind of points, and I'm kind of showing the camera, but it's a Burger King. It's really hard to see. But they put a Burger King of all the things to have here. They shoved that in here. My husband took some beautiful pictures here, some of the stuff he had taken pictures of. Just beautiful stuff around. Look at that volcano there. Just really amazing country. I don't know what that little blue statue is, but, well, not little, it's huge. Yeah, there's the hills. I love how they do these signs for each of the towns. I think every town has a sign. And we went to Bennigan's for dinner that night with Wendy and Stan. His girlfriend is Wendy. And Stan tried to tell me that was a Mexican restaurant. And we got there and it was an Irish pub, and they had some firearms in the walls and stuff. Right, this is the Mexican-Irish pub, I guess. And we had to take a trip to Walmart because at that Airbnb in particular, they only had a mattress cover and a duvet on the bed. And I had to get some new sheets. So I took lots of pictures so I could show my kids. Yes, Walmart's, they're pretty much the same as Walmart's here. You get all kinds of sweet treats and pastries, and I just took many pictures. And also there's some prices are seen in the pictures. You can kind of get an idea of how they could compare to Canadian prices or even American prices. All those prices are in USD, just remember that. Interesting about the coffee, because of course El Salvador is known for coffee, but you could get the Starbucks stuff there at Walmart, or you just go probably down the road and get something from a local coffee finca, And of course my son loves Nutella. I just show him that we have Nutella, or the no-name Nutella, that works too. That's typically what we buy, because it's all we're going to really afford. It's so expensive these days. And of course cake mixes and syrups, and we were looking for Canadian maple syrup, because we actually brought some with us to give out as gifts. It's pretty hard to find, and if you did find it, it was really expensive. There was things that said maple, but we looked at the ingredients, and they basically were corn syrup with maybe a maple flavor. Of course, you got lots of rice and beans and that kind of stuff. There's corn. I think this one is sugar. No, this one's the sugar. That might have been rice. Yeah, lots of stuff. They have, of course, sugar cane farms and stuff there as well. And all the regular stuff you'd find, your salad dressings and pastas and mayonnaise. So the mayonnaise is in a squeezed bag. That was very interesting. It's good because you can not have to scrape out the bottle. You actually just squeeze it right out and roll up the bag. Of course, you get your dips, lots of nacho chips and stuff. Mr. Noodle, of course. My daughter loves Mr. Noodles. Any kind of ramen noodles. And different spices and stuff that you can pick up, or, different concoctions. And a lot of their fridge stuff is actually behind these closed doors, not in open shelving. Probably it's a bit too warm for it. And of course, you get other stuff like ice cream in the frozen food section. And they can even get Eggo waffles. See, everything is the same there as it is in Canada. And ice cream sandwiches, we actually like putting those in our freeze dryer. Those are fun. Lots of canned vegetables or frozen vegetables, either way. And of course, there was lots of fresh vegetables there too, and frozen pizzas, of course. And other things like fries and stuff like that. So yeah, I just took a lot of pictures of what was in Walmart. I love this. There's 60 eggs in those for $9.30. That's a pretty good deal. And 60 eggs is a lot of eggs. Could do a lot of meals with 60 eggs. I found that milk products, like dairy, was quite pricey. I'm not sure if it was at Walmart, but when we got coffee cream at a different place, it was pretty pricey, I found. There was yucca plants there. They make yucca potato chips, or yucca chips, I guess. No, they're like a potato chip, but it's a yucca chip, and very delicious. There's yops and stuff. My kids like yogurt drinks. There's, of course, whipped cream and that kind of thing. And butter. Butter was kind of pricey, too, I found. Like, nowadays, of course, dairy everywhere is kind of pricey. So, no exception there. And they even had stuff like treadmills, and they had furniture here. We got a sofa and other things, and somebody kind of mucked with the price there, but it wasn't that expensive. And they even had, like televisions like our Walmart. So, and that was our day that day.
Don't forget to hit the like button.